Hello and welcome to the Emotionally Fit Humans podcast. I'm your host, Lauren Taylor. I've designed this podcast to support you in becoming emotionally fit, to deepen the experience of leadership and life. I empower leaders to navigate change, creating trusting, efficient and confident teams. Specialising in leadership and human behaviour, I know the quality of the relationship we have with ourselves directly impacts the quality of our experiences. Join me on this journey of getting intimate in discovering the amazing human you are to be able to better support those that we lead and care about. Thank you for joining me. Now let's become emotionally fit humans together. Welcome to episode 1. I'm Lauren Taylor, the host of Emotionally Fit Humans in Leadership and Life. And before we get into episode 1 on why emotional fitness matters, I think it's important for me to share a little bit about my background so you know a little bit about me. So I'm a leadership coach, facilitator and speaker who works to empower leaders to navigate change, creating confident, efficient and trusting teams. Now, my background has been in teaching. I was a teacher for 21 years. And so I might be giving away a little bit about my age. 15 of those years were in educational leadership. I'm also a meta-dynamics trained coach. So I could foresee many years ago when I was having children that I was outgrowing the career that I was in and outgrowing the leadership that I was undertaking. So I decided to study a professional master of coaching in Melbourne, and I'm also accredited in the emotional fitness formula of Joe Parnay. But more importantly, I am a mother to 3 man children, beautiful people, Lachlan, Jacob and Harry, and a wife to my husband, Anthony, of upcoming to 20 years at the end of this year. So my motto in life is that life is not about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. So who is this Emotionally Fit podcast for? It is for people who are committed to themselves, people who are in that growth mindset side of life, that you are ready to up level personally and professionally so that you can get better results in your life and in your career across all areas of your life and improve your relationships along the journey of life. It is for someone who wants to up level their lifestyle. You know, maybe you were like me back, and I think of the moment where I was hanging little clothes out on a clothes era when I had little children, and I knew that there was something more that I wanted to get out of life. So I became the architect of my life and created what I now am living today. So it all is also around building the emotional awareness. I think back to Lauren back in 2015 when this was all evolving for me and I knew things were shifting in my life, and maybe I lacked some emotional awareness. And so this Emotionally Fit Humans podcast is going to share with you some of the journey that I've been on and some of the ways that I've up-leveled my whole entire life. So why is this podcast for you? Why would you be turning up each fortnight to get your dose of Lauren and Emotionally Fit Humans podcast? It's going to build your awareness of self. And not only your awareness of self, you become more aware of the people around you and maybe lift a little sense of curiosity in their perspective and where they may be coming from. So it enhances your curiosity and ultimately it builds your ability to navigate uncertainty, which in life, let's face it, uncertainty is inevitable. And transforming our relationship with uncertainty transforms everything else. So what is uncertainty? You may be thinking, okay, you say, Lauren, that we're navigating uncertainty and navigating change. And how do you refer to uncertainty? For me, I know that when I think of uncertainty, it's the fear of the unknown. Maybe it's a situation or something that is not known, and a fork in the road moment. Maybe you're having a fork in the road moment now of, where am I at? What else can I achieve in my life? I'm this age, or I'm young and I would like to do something different. It's an indecisiveness. Maybe it's an area of development or an opportunity for growth for you. So navigating uncertainty transforms everything else. So if we step back and we think of, how does uncertainty flavor our life? You're using the word uncertainty a lot, Lauren, but how does uncertainty turn up in our lives? So I might be thinking across our life itself, our career. It can turn up in leadership, in the workplace, in our relationships, in our finances, our parenthood or family situations. And we could be confronted with many different flavors of uncertainty. It could turn up as something like any conflict that you're coming across. You may be having conflicts at work, or it might be conflict in your relationship at home. It could even be conflicts with your children and wondering what is going on. You know, I think back to anxiety that I used to hold, and I'm holding it here in my chest now because that's exactly where I felt it in my body. So it could be turning up for you as anxiety, as a visceral response to conflict. Uncertainty can turn up when we face challenging people or challenging situations in our life. It might be something completely out of the blue. It might be, something like a car accident, or it could be, a big bill that you're facing, or it could be, um, it could be feeling rejected in life, that you've turned up to a social situation and you feel almost rejected. It could be that you're facing bullying or feeling ostracized in the workplace. It could even be discrimination. It might be challenging environments, even within your own household or your living situation currently. So the reason I bring Emotionally Fit Humans in Leadership and Life podcast to you is that mastering your professional soft skills is the fastest path to more freedom, a better lifestyle, and bigger career opportunities. Because when you do, you get to have a new perspective and experience a new level of confidence. You develop your emotional intelligence muscles, and you learn how to make things less personal to you. So what if this wasn't about me? What if I trusted in the people around me to have those conversations? What if I sat back? What if I remained silent? So things become less personal to you. When you don't have the ability to navigate uncertainty, you are only ready for the level of that game that you're playing at. You might be facing dramas or issues or problems everywhere you go. So until you develop the skills to become an emotionally fit human, you won't be able to go to nor experience the level of life that's available. That possibility of stepping and outside and expanding your comfort zone to experience that game at a new level. What you know has brought you this far so far, and all we know is all we've experienced, and we do what we can with the resources we have available to us at that time. But if you want to elevate your lifestyle, expand your opinions and your options, build new perspectives, have greater freedom, the next step isn't more technical knowledge. It's not going and upskilling everything, not learning all the information. It's not all information and technical knowledge. It's upskilling in the professional soft skills that actually move the needle, that create the change, our internal change, to get the external results. It's that behavioral intelligence, communication, the influence and leadership presence that we want to have. So, what are emotionally fit people? Emotionally fit people are clear on their values, and values is the emotional compass that drives them. They know and understand deeply who they are. They have a healthy self-concept of who they actually are and live in alignment to their self-concept and those values that I mentioned. They have a healthy relationship with uncertainty and ambiguity in what we experience, those inevitable changes, those forks in the road, those decision-making choices that we have available. So they have a clean and healthy perspective on things, the worldview on where they stand. And emotionally fit humans develop the adaptability and malleability to life and all of these guaranteed challenges. So this is episode 1, and this is just that macro overview of the reason why I'm choosing to bring the Emotionally Fit Humans podcast in leadership and life to you. So if you're ready for a conversation around this, please subscribe on the platform that you're at. Follow this podcast because I'll be bringing episodes to you fortnightly. And if you're after further information on how we can take this conversation further, then all the details are in the description of this episode. Have a wonderful day.